You must be thinking, yeah, that's great, no pain in life, what's there to complain about? If only life was ever that simple in real life. They have had enough. This time, they have planned everything minutely, and this time, they're determined to succeed. Friends, I welcome you all in the first episode of Sunday Cine Fix, where every Sunday we select 7 unique films for our viewers to relish in the coming week. One thing before we begin, I owe the viewers an apology. The voice recording of the first 3 films are not that good. Let's skip it at that. So here you go. These are the names of the first 3 films. You can pause and note it down, and you can start from the 4th film from this timestamp. Without further ado, let's get into the first film of our today's selection. So the protagonist of our film is a lawyer by profession, was working under an advocate but just lost his job, went private, but he is not getting any clients whatsoever. Meanwhile, by pure chance, he stumbles upon a massive accidental insurance scam, and it's not small scale. From hospital admin to doctors to police, everyone, even the ambulance drivers, security guards, everyone plays their due part in the scam. How this innocent lawyer becomes the kingpin of this mafia system, that is the story of this film, and honestly much more. I hope most of you have already noticed the similarity between Breaking Bad and this film. No need to spoon feed that, I believe. Now have a look at that famous business card scene from American Psycho.
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my god. It even has a watermark.
Now let us watch this scene from our film.
Frag mich nicht, wie schau ich aus? Wo komm ich her, was will ich hier? Ich bin ein Streuner, ich hab mich wieder mal verirrt. Auch wenn mein Geruch mich irritiert, ich wollte wieder mal zu dir. Schlechte Bier,
Uncannily similar, no? Anyways, what do you guys think? Our claim is right. If not, please forgive us. But if you can also spot the similarities, please let us know in the comment section below or give us a like. The film is called Mukundan Unni Associates. With more than 7,000 votes, this film holds an impressive IMDb rating of 7.9. You can watch it in Jio Hotstar with English subtitles. You can watch it in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu. But my suggestion will be to watch it in its original language, Malayalam. That way, you will miss less stuff lost in translation. Alright, let's check out the next film. If Trump, Netanyahu or the leaders of Hamas Hezbollah could watch this movie just once, I'm sure they'll be ashamed of the bloodbath they have indulged in, and they'd stop this nonsense ongoing Iran-Israel war right away. This film is set in the 1920s, right after the First World War, in a North African country called Algeria. It's a Muslim country and they hate Jews. The Western world's current hatred or disgust towards Pajits, or say Malayali people's disgust for Bengalis, or Bengali people's disgust for Biharis, is nothing in comparison to that. Anyways, in this Jew-hating Muslim country lives a rabbi. Rabbis are Jew priests basically, and this Jew priest has a cat. One day the cat becomes greedy and eats the pet parrot of the rabbi and gains the power of talking. And we start wondering about the world of 1920s through the eyes of this cat, and very subtly the creators of this movie makes us ponder upon some trivial matters of life, such as if God exists or not, if God is there, how many of them are there, a purpose of life, mystery of love, etc. Surface level things only. Nothing much. Mr. Dawkins, Mr. Shermer, etc. would love this movie for sure, and Mr. Trump will simply be ashamed after watching this movie, if he hasn't. By the way, fun fact, Tintin has a short cameo in this film. Now, I can pick up many 15-20 minute long segments from this movie and talk for hours. This movie is so well written and tells so many stories. However, this film is so easy to digest that from 15 to 85, everyone will enjoy this movie. And that is one of the main reasons what separates this great movie from other good movies, in my humble opinion. As Mr. Scorsese has quite rightly pointed out, simple is hard. Anyways, the film is called
Le Chat du Rabbin.
or The Rabbi's Cat. Hope you will like it. Let's have a look at the next film. You'll stay miles away from momos if you watch this movie just once. Also, I guarantee you, If any of you watch this movie once, you will remember this one all your life. But the real question is, should you watch it at all or not? Fair warning, you will see some stuff in this movie which frankly you won't be able to unsee anymore. The world that the film creates is pretty bleak. I'll tell you as much as possible without giving any spoiler. One lady in her mid-30s is recently feeling that her husband is ignoring her a lot. She's afraid that her husband's this recent indifference is because she is not that young anymore. And there's reason why she is feeling like that. They haven't boom-boomed for months now. Hence, this lady is determined to try every medicine, every herb, every available cosmetics to regain her lost youth. How far will this lady go? Watch the film and you will know. And believe me, after knowing that, most of you would rather feel that you were better off without knowing that. Well, sorry friends, I can't tell you more. If I tell you more, the main shock value of the movie will be gone. I'll tell you this much, that this movie has gore in it, it has nudity in it, but the most disturbing thing about this movie is the world it creates. The director of the movie, Mr. Fruit Chan, yes, you heard me right, the director of the movie is called Mr. Fruit Chan. Released in the year of 2004, this Chinese film is called Dumplings, which means momo basically. If you are really happy in your life and not so happy with that much happiness and want to inject some negativity in your life, watch it. What do I care? The next film of our today's episode is also a little bleak to say the least. Maybe this film is not as shocking as the previous film, but personally, I'd always prefer watching this one over the previous film or say films like The Human Centipede, etc. So the story goes like, CEO of a major finance company of Wall Street went to a wellness center in Switzerland for a week or so. From there, he sent a crazy resignation letter. Moral of the letter is that he has decided not to return to the dog-eat-dog world of Wall Street and prefers to spend the rest of his life in peace there. However, there's a very important merger coming, and that's not possible without the CEO present in New York. And that's why the board members of the company send the protagonist of our film to bring the CEO back. To do so, he flies to Switzerland promptly and plans to pick up the CEO and leave right away. However, after reaching the wellness center, he senses that something fishy is going on. Apparently, no one ever leaves the wellness center once they get admitted here. Will he get stuck as well? Or he'll be able to leave the place with his CEO and return to New York successfully? Picking up someone from a wellness center isn't supposed to be that complicated anyways. And what's the mystery behind this wellness center that people never leave this place? Watch the film and you'll know. You can watch this film on Netflix, released in the year of 2016. This film is called A Cure for Wellness. If you are a fan of Shutter Island or say shiny kind of film, you will enjoy this movie as well. Great, let's get to our next film. The revolutionaries would love this film. Those who have watched Parasite will know how delicately Mr. Bong Joon-ho painted the class struggle in that movie. This movie is another legendary work of the same director. The film is set in a post-apocalyptic world where the last of humanity survives in a train. And it's not just any train. The train runs on a perpetual motion engine, which means the engine is capable of generating enough power on its own to run the train forever. The billionaire whose company built the train and the engine is the leader of this last pack of humanity. But inequality prevails here as well. The billionaire lives in the frontmost compartment of the train, and the train is designed in a way so that further back you go from the engine, lower your status is. Needless to say how pissed the people of the last compartment must be. Our film starts with the daily struggle of the lives of people in the last compartment. They have tried to get rid of this misery before, and they tried to revolt a few times, but those failed. Rather, in the fear of another revolution, the ruling class have tightened their grip even more in an effort to control these have-nots. But has that ever stopped any revolution? Don't know about other revolutions, but the people of the last compartment has decided that the torture of the ruling class won't stop theirs. They have had enough. This time, they have planned everything minutely, and this time, they're determined to succeed. Will they succeed? Or do they simply suffer from
the misplaced optimism of the doomed?
Watch the film and you'll know. The film is called Snowpiercer and I think you'll love it. Alright then, let's have a look at the sixth film of our today's selection.
बेरहम बेवफा अपना पता पता बता तो दे
A major production house of Hollywood shamelessly copied the central idea of this Indian film. So this kid is the central character of this movie. This kid suffers from a rare disease because of which he doesn't feel any kind of pain. You must be thinking, yeah, that's great, no pain in life, what's there to complain about? If only life was ever that simple in real life. So the kid doesn't feel any pain, right? That means he is completely unaware of any kind of injury. Now imagine he cuts himself somehow and doesn't notice. In case it's a major cut, he'll bleed to death. Now this film is the life journal of this kid. Name of the film is Mat Ko Dard Nahi Hota, created by none other than a legend of Indian cinema, Mr. Vasanwala. And did you figure out which one copied the central idea of this film? Have you watched Novocaine? Watch it, you'll understand. Alright, so we have arrived at the last film of our today's selection. And it's a cult classic. Well, I can guarantee you this much, that if any college kid ever watches this film, she'll stay miles away from any kind of drugs in her life. And if the kid is just a little bit smarter, she'll maintain a safe distance from any kind of brain rot content after watching this movie. The story is about a mom and her son. She watches stupid reality shows on TV all day long, and her son behaves like a young Sanjay Dutt and stays high on drugs most of the time. To get the money for drugs, he has started dealing as well, but in small scale. The film begins in a very dreamy, bright manner. The kid is having the time of his life, doing drugs and boom-booming all day long. But in the age of situationships and skibbities, kids remember this word: consequence. In your language, fuck around and you'll find out. The Delulu dreamy tone that the film starts with ends rather abruptly as the consequences begin to catch up. So much so that as the film nears its end, it becomes almost painful to watch the condition that the mother and son finds themselves in. Editing, sound design, color grading, cinematography, direction, acting, each department in this film has done so well that together they'll immerse you in the pathetic life of the mother and son duo, that you will be able to feel the pain of the characters yourself vividly. And the storyline is so unforgiving and extreme that it almost becomes a torture to share the pain of the characters of this brilliantly crafted movie. Nihilist, very nihilist is the central philosophy of the film. If you are a little sensitive, don't watch this film. The film is called Requiem for a Dream, and if you ever dare to watch the film, it will be an experience of a lifetime. That's all, friends. I'll finish today's episode here. If you like getting suggestions of such unique movies of different types and tastes, subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'll see you on the next video.